Welcome to Piper's Petals, your DIY for all things floral. Today we're going to be working on a fall silk pumpkin, so stay tuned. So today's pumpkin is fairly easy to do at any design level that you have. It is a great DIY for fall. It's great for a centerpiece on your table, great as a gift. You can do these in all size pumpkins, whether you use small pumpkins, medium size like I have, or large. Just remember that the size of your flowers you want to get is little ones for little pumpkins and larger ones for the medium to large pumpkins. So these are the things that you're going to need to make this wonderful pumpkin. You're going to need a pumpkin of your choosing, whatever size that you want to do. Make sure that it is foam. That's very important. The foam is actually going to be basically your silk dry foam. So you don't need any kind of dry foam, just your pumpkin. Then you're going to need the flowers that you want to use. I'm choosing to do the brighter oranges and the golds for my flowers, and some fall leaves to fill in. Now you can do white sunflowers if you want to do, and different whites and blues. I've seen that around too. Any kind of flowers that you want to go with your fall decor. And you can also spray your pumpkin to accent your blues or whites or whatever colors you choose. But I like the bright fall colors, so that is what I'm going to do. So the only supplies that you're actually going to need to make this pumpkin is a knife, to be able to cut around your pumpkin, because we do want to keep the lid. That's actually going to go back in the arrangement when you're done with it, and just a simple pair of pliers. And that's all we're going to need, fairly simple. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is cut into your foam pumpkin with your knife. You want to go all the way around your pumpkin because you're going to use the lid as an accent when we're done with our arrangement. Just be careful as you're going around it. Keep working your way through it until you get all the way around. Now you could do this if you wanted to with fresh. You would need to have a liner, and you would need to use some fresh Oasis as well. And you would really have to dig deep down into that pumpkin to get your liner to fit on that. This way, with the silk is nice, you can use this every single year. So I'm going to keep working into my pumpkin until I can get that lid off. All right, so once the lid is off, yes, we do have a little bit of mess here. You can see I have a nice hole to work in there. And this is definitely going to work out well here. So next thing that we want to do is to get our flowers. And I'm going to use this bouquet here. And what you want to do is use your bigger flowers first to make your arrangement. Ideally, your arrangement should be 2 to 2.5 size the container, so whatever that you're doing. If you are new to this, then cut all the way down to the end of your stem. Keep it long just so that you can make sure that you have that size right. You can always chop more off, but you can't get any more back. So I'm going to go ahead and put this first one down into my container and look at it. You can always measure it if you need to, if you aren't good at eyeballing how big your arrangement should be. Once you get the one end, that's great, because you can work down from that and then make adjustments as you go. So I think that looks pretty good there. That is about 2 times my container. I like it a little squattier instead of taller. And then I'm just going to go around with my bigger flowers first to make my pumpkin arrangement. You can do this one-sided if you want, or you can do it all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and do mine all the way around. And when I do, I'm going to pick those leaves up a little bit as well on the stem. That's going to help to fill everything in so you don't have to use as many flowers. Now I got my pumpkin and my flowers from Hobby Lobby, but you can get your pumpkin or your flowers at the Dollar Tree as well. This is fairly inexpensive, or from wherever you shop. And as I said, you can get whatever colors or whatever thing that you like to do your pumpkin. And I'm just going to keep turning it around and working the flowers into it. Now you don't have to use the whole stem if you don't want to. You can save some for another project, but you want enough to fill in your pumpkin. And just adjust the leaves as you go through it as well. That really helps to fill it in without having to overbuy too many flowers. There's so many things to pick at fall between scarecrows and signs and ribbons and flowers and all sorts of things. So it's nice to have projects that aren't going to break the bank all the time. So just keep working it around. Keep moving your pumpkin around until you like where the flowers are arranged. I think that one can go down there. I don't think that I like this extra stem on this one. All right, and I have some dimension and height to it. Ideally, you're just trying to get, you're trying to get an angled shape to it. And don't be afraid to bend the flowers. That's one nice thing about silks. You're not worried about breaking them. And one nice thing about the foam is you can always take it back out and readjust it. Just be careful that you don't make too many pokes. A few are fine, but don't keep poking too much in the foam because then it might tend to break down. So as you can see, I've gone around with the arrangement. I'm going to push these a little bit more in and out, and I have some nice dimension to it. I have my top piece and my other flowers are angling out. So now I'm going to go in with the other flowers, silks that I have in here, the smaller ones, and I'm going to start filling in with those. I usually like to start towards the top and just keep turning it and angling them around. All right. All right, and so let's get a few on the bottom. I didn't have as many of these that I needed, so I'm going to steal one, I guess, from this side and move it over. And just adjust it as you need it or you like it. And now we'll put our other filler flower in here. And see how it's filling in nicely. So my last flower really is only going to be the fall leaves, and then we're going to get the top into it. So this is going fairly fast. It doesn't take a long time to make this pumpkin arrangement, and it is so cute once it sits on your table. So I have all of those in there already. Let's move one to the other side. You just want all your flowers to be around each side of it. If you don't have enough, just adjust it to the one side or the other. As you can see, I've adjusted that around. And don't forget, we're still going to put the lid in this, so we do need to leave a little spot for that. All right, and then I do have another little accent flower here. So I'm going to put a few of these in here. That one bush about did it for us, though. So I'm just filling up this pumpkin with all this beautiful fall colors. Again, like I said, you can always do this with blues and whites. That's kind of an in thing right now. More of your muted colors, maybe even throw some bronzes or rust in with it. You could put some bows in it if you'd like. I just kind of like a simple pumpkin, so I'm not even going to use too many in here. I'm just going to fill in a few more spots. Just give it an eyeball and see how it's doing. I think I need just maybe one more over here. And another one back here. And I think that is looking pretty good for our pumpkin. And now I have my fall leaves that I'm going to put in around the bottom. But before I do that, let's just move this out of the way here. We'll save this for another DIY project for around the house. I'm going to go ahead and put my lid back in it and decide which way I want my front. I think I want this way to be my front. Now, to put your lid in, you can use a floral pick. If you have floral picks, you can find these at Hobby Lobby. Or if you don't have a floral pick, a lot of times what I'll do, if I don't have one handy, is I'll just go ahead and take the ends of what I have cut off. I do this at Christmas time. I do this for a lot of different things. I will take, it's still a wired stem. So I'll just cut a little piece of that. And since this is still foam, I just stick this little piece that basically is going to go into trash and recycle it. And if it's not long enough, you can always take another little piece and tape it onto this piece to make an extension. And then I'm just going to stuff it in where I think I would like my top to be. So I'm going to stuff that down in there. Oops, and get rid of some of the styrofoam that's wanting to come out. And put my flower over that. So you can see what that looks like with the top in it. And then we're just going to go around. Hide that a little bit more, and then we're going to put our fall leaves into place. So we want to hide any spots that is the white foam and any other little places that you may need to cover up. So I put a big fall leaf right over here next to the lid. That way you're not seeing all my white foam. And I'm just going to decorate around the sides of it with the leaves. Again, like I said, this is very simple to do. Once you get that top flower in, whether you have design experience or don't, it's just easy to do. You know, just take a ruler and measure 2 times the, measure your pumpkin, then measure up that amount, put that top flower around, and then just move them around. So I'm just going to go all the way around, a few more leaves in this, and we are almost done with our pumpkin. And these are really cute if you do little ones. I've made those before. I used them on countertops. You can put them in your bathroom. You can give them as gifts. A small one takes little flowers, really. A lot of fall leaves and a few flowers in it. You can get a lot of gifts out of it that way. All right, so I'm almost through here, going all the way around. And I'm just going to put a fall leaf maybe up and coming out of the top. You can also add some cattails if you like cattails. You can add wheat. You can get as fancy or as simple as you want to with these. Some people like to put ribbons in them. I've seen a lot of buffalo plaid out there, or pretty pumpkin ribbons, something like that. I just kind of like mine simple. So let's get this last fall leaf in here. All right. And that is our pretty pumpkin arrangement. All through, pretty simple. It goes pretty fast. Let me get all this out of the way. And there it is, all finished, your perfect fall silk pumpkin. It's absolutely beautiful. It's great to give as a gift. It's great to put on your tables. It is just gorgeous. You can do whatever colors that you want, as I said. You can pick the rust colors, the bright oranges, you can do the blues, you can do the whites. You can change it in and out throughout the year. Next year, maybe you want to make your pumpkin white and do the white flowers with the blue and the creams, however you want to do it. It's inexpensive to make, and it is just a delight to have for fall. And it's cat proof. You might have noticed some little paws up here while I was making this, so if you have a little furry one at home and he knocks it off the table, you still got a great arrangement without having to worry about cleaning up the mess. Thank you again for joining us. Please hit the subscribe button if you like this video. That would really help us bring more great videos to you, and hit the like button. Also, don't forget to turn on your notifications. Join us again on Piper's Petals.